What up, horror fans? My name is Coccia, and today I'm reviewing The Bye-Bye Man. One-word review: boring. This movie is directed by Stacy Title. Now, I've never heard of her before, so I looked her up, and she hasn't made a movie in 10 years, and it was a TV movie. Let that just sink in. And don't worry about who's starring in it. They were all terrible. Besides one, and that is Doug Jones. And you might know him from Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy. He is pretty much the Andy Serkis of practical makeup and costumes. And he, of course, is playing the Bye-Bye Man. He, very creepy looking, very scary, however, they gave him nothing to do, so it's really not scary. It's kind of boring, as I said. Now, the premise of this movie is that if you read his name, say his name, or think his name, the Bye-Bye Man will slowly come for you mentally, making you slowly go crazy, making you see things, making you not trust your friends. And that's what the premise is for this movie, which sounds great. However, the execution was poor. Hearing this premise, I was ready for a new Jason, Freddy, or Candyman, this new horror icon where you'd learn a little bit of his background, but you'd really see what he's all about. And unfortunately, you get no background at all from the Bye-Bye Man. The plot is that three college kids who are in their late 20s buy a house, a huge house, to go to college, but they never are in class. College is never really brought up. So pretty much they buy this house, and one day the main character reads the Bye-Bye Man. They have a party like all horror movies do, and he introduced this name to a couple of them who stayed for a seance. Ridiculous, I know. And then once they find out the names, everybody hears it, nothing really happens. Things happen, but it's not scary or interesting, and it's kind of just a boring snooze fest. I could have slept through it and probably would have been better off. So I heard about this movie. I was ready to be scared, maybe go home, have a nightmare, maybe can't sleep, but I was fine. I mean, I'm a grown man, but still, some movies can still get me. Not lately, but I'm waiting for that movie, and I was hoping that The Bye-Bye Man was that. I would want to be scared. That's why I love horror movies, to be scared. So when they started this movie, I felt like they wanted to do more background with the Bye-Bye Man, but at the last second they kind of scrapped a lot of the background, but they kept the imagery in with him and his dog on a train, and just a lot of weird imagery clipped in there that really didn't tie with the story, which was really poor. Now let's talk about the Bye-Bye Man's dog. It was the worst CGI I've ever seen, and it being 2017 is a disgrace. When last year The Jungle Book came out and I thought that lions and tigers were actually talking, that shocked me. This was garbage, was not needed, did nothing, not even scary. Ugh! Not to harp on this movie more, but the beginning was slow and boring. The middle was slow and boring, and the ending, last 5 minutes, it had the worst line delivered by a little girl, and I cracked up laughing in the theaters. I should not be laughing at the end of a horror movie in the theaters. I felt terrible, but it was hilarious. And I won't spoil it for you. Don't go see this movie, but when it comes out in Netflix, watch it, fast forward to the last 5 minutes, and you will start dying, and you will be glad you didn't watch this movie. Another big problem with this movie is it adds a lot of characters for no reason, just to kill off people or to have a sequel. Trinity is in this movie. From Matrix, she was introduced as a cop. She did nothing pretty much the whole movie, and then at the end, it's like, oh, there might be a sequel, bop, bop, bop. And if you think they won't make a sequel, this movie has already made twice of its budget in its opening week. So get ready for next year for Bye-Bye Man 2. And it could be way better. It has to be way better. This movie is garbage. Let me write it, and I will write a better script for you. How about that? But in all seriousness, it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. I just saw Resident Evil, which was god-awful. So I'm giving this movie a 3.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and like always, stay scared!